Just not as much as Popeye, though. He didn't have those weird forearms. None of this makes sense. Alright, how's it going, everyone? You're watching the Green Dream Project. Jim here.
And Jessica.
So, we are here today to talk about spinach.
Spinach.
And as every Popeye aficionado knows, you gotta have spinach in your diet. Gives you superhuman strength. And weird, crazy, deformed forearms, I think. I'm not sure. It might be that you don't want to eat too much spinach. We were gonna do this in the greenhouse, but it's a little windy today. So we're back in our mail call spot because it's one of the places where we can be outside and we get a little wind block.
Yep. It's a spinach call.
Spinach call!
Let's talk about this variety of spinach, which is America spinach.
That's right. Homegrown right here in the USA. Don't get that crazy Chinese spinach. It's all full of lead and newspaper. You want homegrown American spinach. That way you know it's the real deal. It's good quality stuff. Look at this stuff though. It looks super healthy. Man, that is some lush green looking spinach there.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So let's talk about this variety and what makes it kind of stand apart from other varieties of spinach and why we're growing it here.
Why we're growing it here.
So America spinach is an heirloom variety.
I was just listening to the Wright Farms talk about heirloom variety.
And why is heirloom good?
Why is heirloom good? A lot of the heirloom varieties they're older varieties. And they have such rich histories involved in them, you know. And some of these heirloom varieties have been disappearing over time. And that's why it's a good thing to kind of grow those, because not only can they be, sometimes they can be hardier, more nutritious, but you know, if we're not growing them, if the small growers aren't growing them, we could end up losing them.
Yeah. Because, I mean, commercially, there's probably a very small percentage of genetic diversity out there in these large agricultural productions of things.
Grow your heirlooms.
This variety comes from probably the early half of the 1900s, where people were trying to develop different varieties of spinach that had characteristics like they were more resistant to different diseases or they were hardier in different ways. This variety is a cross between a kind called the Bloomsdale dark green and another variety called the Viking.
Viking spinach. Whoa! It's bad derriere right there.
But like you mentioned, actually the cartoon Popeye made spinach more popular in the US.
Creative product placement right there by the spinach industry. Big Spinach turned out Popeye cartoons in order to boost up their sales. Which is why you see spinach everywhere today.
So if you check out this spinach, like a lot of other varieties, it has these broad, dark green leaves. They're tender, and it has what's called a Savoy type leaf, which just means it's kind of like puckered or crinkly looking. What makes this variety special is that it was bred to be both heat tolerant and drought resistant, which is something that we're looking for in plant varieties here. Now, it's not going to be the same as like a hardy desert species like some of the things that we're growing out here, relatively speaking, compared to some other spinach types. It's a little more tolerant to hotter temperature. It won't bolt as fast, which means it's not gonna start flowering.
Always keep that in mind when choosing seeds. A lot of great seeds out there, but make sure you're getting stuff that works well for your climate. And we have to be especially careful because, yeah, with the arid, hot climate that we get here, we really need hardy species for sure.
So the conditions that this variety is going to do best in, it's going to be full sun or part shade. It does prefer an evenly moist soil, and like a lot of other leafy greens, it likes rich soil, lots of nitrogen, organic matter to make those really nutritious leaves. And it should have a well-drained soil. It doesn't want to be soggy or anything like that.
That's one thing we have a problem out here right now. Our soil's probably not very well drained right now.
That's a clay.
Yeah, it's very heavy, thick clay. But we're gonna get there.
So it probably would benefit from extra organic matter or fertilizer, but you'd probably want to do like a side dressing of that because it does have more shallow roots and that can get damaged from like a direct application of that nitrogen. Now, although this variety is more heat tolerant, spinach in general does better in cooler weather. So it might be better to grow this in like early spring or fall, especially in like the northern US. Here, we can grow it over the winter, which is what we're doing now. And it's actually very cold hardy. And we've had this in our greenhouse. We've gotten some temperatures below freezing, and these leaves, like, they were crispy.
They were crispy.
But it did fine.
No damage at all.
So I think in most places in the US, it can overwinter and survive with maybe just a little protection.
Let's see your Chinese spinach to handle that, huh?
Did you know that spinach came from China?
China, we love you. Thanks for inventing spinach.
I don't know if it originated there, but it was one of the places that it was grown, like, way back.
China's cool. I'm not going to get down on China. That's the birthplace of Bruce Lee. Fun fact.
Did he eat spinach?
Do you see what Bruce Lee can do? I'm sure he ate spinach. Just not as much as Popeye, though. He didn't have those weird forms.
Like we're doing here, you can grow spinach in containers and other small spaces because it doesn't have like really crazy deep roots and doesn't need to stretch out a whole lot. And when you want to harvest them, it's probably best to pick the outer leaves, and that'll let it last longer. But you can, pick the baby leaves too, and you can do succession planting, harvesting it sooner and planting more of it at different intervals. And like a lot of people know, spinach is pretty nutritious. You can eat it raw or cooked, and it has a lot of different vitamins and minerals in it. It does have oxalic acid, which is considered a anti-nutrient, but I think that's kind of outweighed by just all the other nutrients that it does have.
Obviously, it's good to be aware of those things, but like if you're eating a diet high in vegetables and stuff like that, it's gonna be good for you. It's just usually good to get a variety of things. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you for joining us as we talk about the Americana spinach.
Americana? That's a chicken.
Chickens like spinach, right?
Oh yeah.
So thanks for joining us as we talk about, what is it?
America spinach. Now, for our Patreon members, first of all, I want to thank you very much.
We really appreciate people that have already signed up. Thank you for your support. We appreciate that. And what do we got in store for them?
We're gonna keep posting information on there. I'm gonna put on the full plant profile for America spinach for anyone who's interested in checking that out.
They'll be able to download a PDF on that, won't they?
Yeah.
Wow. These plant profiles are going to be so helpful to anyone that's interested in it. And this started out because we want them, right?
Yeah.
To anyone thinking about growing it, I mean, just knowing the ins and outs of these plants are going to be so beneficial.
Yeah, basically, we're just trying to get a hold of any information we can about these plant types so that it makes it a little easier for us to grow. And, we'd like to share that with you too.
Thanks for joining us as we talk about the American spinach. If you like spinach, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We'd love to have you. Share this with a friend or two, because people love spinach and they want to know more about it. Leave a comment down below. Tell us what types of spinach you like to grow. Or if you have any questions about this, we'd love to hear it. She'll answer them.
And you can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right. Catch you on the next video. I'm predicting updates on the carport coming very soon. All right. We'll see you then. Bye, everyone.